These ceramic fill resins are being used for a lot of things today. I use them for denture teeth, crown and bridge temporaries, all on X temporaries, and whether it's Titan, probably my favorite right now, or the Sculpture too, both fine. But one of the things about the ceramic fill resins is that we're used to cleaning things in IPA, and if you immerse these products, whether it's this or another brand, in the IPA, they come out with a frosty look. Something about the ceramic particles coming to the surface. So the instructions are very clear that you're supposed to take a spray bottle of IPA or a paper towel dampened with IPA and wipe the excess off. And if you're like me, that's a challenge. That's a mess and takes a long time. So early on, I had been using the InovaPrint wash from Harvest for some denture-based cleaning. It works really well on some of the products, and I wanted to try it, and I had really good results. But I'm dialing it in, so I'm here in the lab doing some tests. And what I've done, right, because there have been times where I left it in the InovaPrint wash too long and it got a little frosty as well. So if you don't know, InovaPrint wash is just a different solvent. It's not alcohol-based, so it's not flammable. You can ship it, store it anywhere you want, water soluble, and it's effective even when it's dirty, up to maybe 3 or 4 uses. So it's a very effective solvent. I really like it. But what I wanted to do is dial in this thing for these ceramic fill resins to maybe dilute it a little bit and see if it's effective without having the frosting in an easy formulation. So what I've done is I've mixed up some InovaPrint wash in 80-20%, 60-40%, 50-50%. And right now I'm printing some All-on-X provisionals, some denture tooth segments, and some anterior temporary bridges. And I'm going to test it in these different concentrations. So ride with me. Let's do some cleaning of some parts and see how they come out. All right, to start the test, I had to mix up my concentrations of InovaPrint wash, and I'd use regular tap water. Baseline was 100% InovaPrint wash, and then I mixed up 3 concentrations. 80% InovaPrint wash, 20% water, 60-40, and then a 50-50. And so I got those all in separate jars and got ready to go. After mixing the Titan, loading up the printer, then jumped over to Composer, put all my parts on one platform, printing in the Asiga Ultra. Once I had that ready to go, started the print job, and it took maybe about an hour and 5 minutes. Normal parameters. Print job's done. Gonna let it drain for a bit to get as much of that resin off as I can, and then move over to the cleaning station, and we'll start with the next video, how we get them clean. On to our next phase in the InovaPrint wash and Titan testing, cleaning testing. Just got them off the printer, and I like to use an air syringe to get the bulk of the resin off the printed parts. Just makes cleanup a little easier, not quite as messy. I like to use a full plate, as you can see here, under all my parts, especially on a full job like that. Just make cleanup easier, makes getting it off the platform easier. Once there, we just take off the supports, and we're ready to move into the cleaning. And this is, I set them at 0.3, so pretty easy to snap off, whatever the part is. All right, as we talked about before, right, you're going to have this little excess of resin. We've blown most of it off, but now it's time to immerse it in the jar instead of wiping these one at a time with a paper towel. So those are the ratios we talked about in the last video, and they're going to go into each jar, and 1 minute in the ultrasonic. So once they come out of the ultrasonic, I'm going to take and brush the proximals and occlusal grooves while it's still solvent. Then I'm going to go over to the tap water, and I'm going to rinse the solvent off. It is water soluble, so I'm going to take it under the faucet and just make sure I get all that solvent off the parts. That makes, make sure we don't leave any solvent down in the occlusal groove again. So I'm brushing again. So a couple of quick brushes, takes just a few seconds. And then after that, it's let them dry. So you can see, and we'll show you some pictures at the next video, that the best results I got was the 64. So stay tuned. All right, we're here for our final video on the InovaPrint wash and Titan test. And this is the challenge, right? Anytime we try to immerse in IPA, we get chalkiness. So I set about to take different concentrations of InovaPrint wash and water and do some testing to see what would be the most effective without leaving the chalky residue. And, 100% was baseline. It did a 80-20, 60-40, 50-50. And, the results you're going to see here were pretty conclusive for me, but I learned that we've got to brush twice. Once when we come out of the solvent, and then once again when we're rinsing underwater. 10 seconds, no more. And 60-40 clearly is the winner. It got it very clean. 80-20, 100 left quite a bit of chalkiness and just took a lot more effort to brush if I didn't want to have that chalkiness. So the 60-40 was the winner. So here's a sequence I've settled on. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to share this with you. Again, this is all empirical. This is just Jimmy testing an InovaPrint wash to try to find a less hands-on solution to cleaning these ceramic-filled resins. And it's working pretty well for me. So have any questions, give me a call. Have a great week, guys.